Welcome. Front Row Sports Podcast with Wes and Steve and me, Fat. So we're talking about all things The Last Dance on this one. I don't care if we talk about anything else, but we're definitely going to be talking about this for most of the time. And I'm excited for this Sunday.
I am so excited.
I cannot wait. And tell me what y'all thinking. What do you expect to see? What do you like? What have you been wanting to see from this documentary?
I have really high expectations, but let me say that at the same time, I'm super happy that they're even pushing this up. I never would have thought that they'd ever push this up.
They're still making it.
They're still finishing episodes 9 and 10.
Really?
Yeah. And they're showing 2 episodes every Sunday starting this Sunday, April 19th. Back to back. And so episodes 9 and 10 are still in final production or final edit. I forget what they said. What do I want to see? I want to see stuff that I, as a super fan, have never seen before. And what excites me the most is that they said they have, was it 10,000 hours of unseen footage that they pulled for this documentary?
Goodness.
Locker room footage, airplane footage, hotel rooms on the road, practices, injected into my veins.
The weird thing is, even because I saw the interview with Jordan today on Good Morning America, and then someone wrote an article about how, they wrote an article, I think, based off of, I guess, the director. He was just basically saying how Jordan told him not to cut anything out. They're like, this is a whole weird transition. Something's different.
Because I didn't think it was possible for me to be more excited, Wes.
Yeah, because he said, I guess there's certain things, of course, that could challenge the image or the reputation of anybody, I guess, that you may have in there, just because they're coming from all the different angles. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, of course, they're talking about the last season, but they're giving so much context to stuff.
Wow.
Because they're trying to give you the reasons why people were having problems, all this other stuff, everything like that. So they're going back.
That's what's
I think they're going back with stuff with Jordan before he even was drafted.
Yeah, even before.
Leading up to this.
But they're going to jump back and forth in the timeline to give context to everything in the last season with the Bulls.
Yeah, I wonder though, because in the article, which was a good point that was raised, why now? Not talking about the Corona stuff and why they're putting it out, because apparently the NBA and the Bulls have had this stuff.
It's been in the archives since '98.
And then why Jordan's basically go ahead and take it.
That's my question too. Is why Jordan has always been so private about certain things. Why is he putting this out now? Is he worried about his legacy? Is he worried about people forgetting him?
Was hoping someone was going to say that.
Why now?
I wonder if he's tired of hearing people speak out of context without understanding the run he had. And people are forgetting. But look, we've seen that generationally. You're only as good as people's memory.
Yeah.
And Michael Jordan last played now 17 years ago.
But then think about the fact, when was this originally supposed to come out? June.
June.
When did
right after the NBA Finals. It was supposed to be the Sunday after the Finals.
I think in the event of it, I think he could have thought about his legacy, and then a lot of things also being taken out of context. Just watching a lot of these games of his, because of course I wasn't old enough to really even remember anything. When I saw Jordan the first time, it was his last year with the Wizards. That's as far as I could really remember anything. So,
average 20.
Yeah. So even seeing him then, I didn't have an appreciation for him or anything. But seeing games now, I'm I saw, what was it, this morning while I was at work, I watched him dropping like 55 on Cleveland and 86, I think.
Yeah.
And the athleticism
Without a
he
jumper.
has, but the thing is, his jumper is not as efficient as it was, but it's still like, it was like he had a jumper in a way, but it's like his athleticism was ridiculous. Like, just, and I don't even understand like how somebody moved like that and so graceful. Like, that was the cool thing to see. But
So outside of the mystique of Michael Jordan, what made Jordan so different? Okay, we understand like his competitiveness was something that like was crazy and like would like drove him. But what? Because he looked like an average player. Honestly, he was
physically.
He was an average player. He was 6'6". He was an average.
Are you talking about like dimension wise?
Yeah, dimension wise. What separated him from anybody else?
Are you asking as far as like physically, or are you talking about like mentally?
No, mentally, no, because we know mentally he was in a whole another world, another zone. Because that's what I'm saying. His competitiveness was like what drove him.
Let me paraphrase what Kenny Smith said.
Like he looked like an average player.
We had never seen someone so physically talented not skip any steps fundamentally.
Yeah, that's the thing. He had, and that's the one thing. Like watching him. And even like watching videos where he was doing like camps or teaching people how to do stuff and everything like that, like his fundamental just like things down to follow through, to even just like how he was getting his feet like set to feet. And then if you even look at like early on, his passing game, like just throwing dimes, not that he was like a Jason Kidd or stuff or anything, but he had some vision there only because no one could keep up with him.
Yeah,
like he's in the air throwing a fake because literally he's in the air that long. Like stuff like that.
So like he's playing the passing lane with the correct hand outstretched, with his feet facing the correct angle to be able to jump the pass if it comes his way. He was where he was supposed to be at all times. And so normally, just in basketball, you have the super athletic guy who outruns and outjumps everyone. And then you have a guy who's not as talented physically, but has all of the fundamentals down. He was a cheat code because he was both. And so there was nothing you could do.
And I think the thing is, like, you have extremes on when people come to talents. Like, you think about Allen Iverson having his handle. But it's like, you won't really see somebody 6'6" with a handle like that. So him being 6 foot tall, 5'11", really, and him having a handle, that's gonna stand out. Like Jordan doesn't have a handle that's like like Allen Iverson, but he has a handle that's sufficient enough for a 6'6" man that has large hands, and can dribble. Because if you think about it, like even if you look at like somebody like LeBron, as talented as he is, he's like a jack of all trades, like at the same time. And I think that where he exceeds people is his IQ and him being able to see stuff. Like,
is there any skill that LeBron is a master of?
Say that again.
Is there any single skill that LeBron is a master of? He's good at a lot of different things.
I think he's a master at passing, and I think because of it's not necessarily something that people are thinking about. I want to be a good passer. I think that's more of just something that you're naturally gifted, like in.
Well, then now you're talking about vision.
Yeah,
because anyone can physically throw a pass.
Yeah. But I'm saying when you drive the ball and then you're able to outlet it almost, like that's how far he's thrown it to the other side of the floor. And that's a skill not a lot of people have. And then even just knowing where people are on the floor, plays like that. But I wouldn't say that he's exceptionally great.
I think that what one thing LeBron is great at, his mental IQ, basketball IQ is far beyond
it's
anybody
crazy.
He's played with, except for maybe only person that he's probably played with that has the same IQ as him is probably Dwayne Wade, and that's what
he has more. He has a higher IQ, I think.
Oh no, I'm saying he has a higher IQ. I'm just saying only somebody that who played with him had reached that IQ that was on pretty much the same level, like mentally, with the basketball.
You heard
when he recounted all the plays?
Yeah, well, no, Iman Shumpert had an interview
I saw
talking
that.
about like his just with like playing with Melo and LeBron.
On was that
but
Vlad?
how LeBron, yeah,
I saw that.
and LeBron basically being able to tell you exactly everything that's happening. And if you even think about that, like that's a hard thing to do. Even times like when I played where I'm really focused, it's hard to be able to talk about what someone else was doing on the floor
He knew other
while
people's
you're fully
playbooks.
engaged. Yeah,
He knew their options and the counter moves for what they were running.
yeah.
Remember,
That's
this guy has a high school diploma.
And that's crazy. Yeah. The thing is, the reason why he gets so frustrated is because he can't get to the other side of the court to steal that pass because he knows where the pass is going.
Yeah,
I see where his frustration in Cleveland was all that time. He couldn't do everything on the court.
That might be a difference maker between him and Michael. I'm not sure Michael displayed that gift as much as LeBron does.
But here's the weird part about Michael. Like, you don't necessarily know. Like, because you don't know if, like, let's say when people talk about the 3-point shot, right? And they're talking about, like, when the 72 win Warriors or whatever versus, 97, 96, whoever, Bulls. And they say, well, okay, which team is better? And then people will say, well, you can't stop. Whose rules are we playing by? Because if you're playing today's rules, how are you really going to stop Curry? Because the lane's wide open, and then he crosses half court and he's going to shoot the 3. And so I don't know if I can make a default statement and generalize Jordan and say if he was playing today, he wouldn't learn how to play like in today's rules and exceed. Because when I think about something like a hand check, or I think about you have a defensive 3 seconds now because you want somebody to actually score, but you used to have a hand check. You used to have things that would make
zone.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like you had in your mind, like we're going to stop a player. Now, like everything. Doncic came out and said it's easier playing here in the league than it is back in Europe because like the league has taken what they were doing in Europe to another extreme. Like everything's just open. Everything's basically a zone. It's like it's easier now. I don't know how you can look at Jordan and say that he wouldn't be able to learn a 3-point shot, wouldn't be able to, I don't know, develop like certain things that guys are doing nowadays because he's literally physically there.
What does Michael Jordan look like with 2020 nutrition and weight training?
Yes.
And load maintenance.
Which makes
and less physical defense.
Which makes though
every year.
Which makes people like KD and LeBron even more frustrating because it's like, man, these are physically like think about that. Kevin Durant is a center
7 foot
that is able to dribble the ball like an average point guard, if not a good point guard. Yeah, and then he is out here like a sniper, just shooting. LeBron is 6'9", 6'8", whatever.
He's a power forward.
Train. Yeah, a power forward who plays point guard. And then it's like you have these anomalies, but then you have this guy that's really Michael Jordan who's in his literal position and then just exceeds everybody at everything. Like it's hard to.
You probably have an argument though that he was more physically gifted than his competitors. I mean, you had people who were legitimate pure athletes and leapers. Names that people wouldn't even think of at first, like Kendall Gill, like guys who physically tried to challenge him, right?
Yeah. There's somebody about that. I guess which series was it when? Which year was I should say when Indiana pushed them to Game 7?
98.
They were saying that's Reggie Miller played the best.
That was 97. Was it?
No. That was 98 because they thought it was all ending, and Jordan guaranteed they would win Game 7, Eastern Conference Finals.
They were saying that's the best defense. Somebody was saying I wasn't around, but they were saying that's the best defense Jordan had against him with Miller. Like basically, of course he could have guarded him, but just basically just hacking him. Like that's it to push him to Game 7. That's a scary thing, man.
But the thing with the Pacers at that time was that they had a front line that was able more or less to cause Dennis Rodman to be not so chaotic. They had the what was their front line name? The Brown brothers.
No, you're talking about Davis?
The Davis boys. That's what it was. The Davis brothers, right? They had Rick Smits,
Yeah.
right? And so
wasn't Smith? I thought he was he there at that time or was he later?
No, he was there during the time.
He was there at the time?
Yeah, he was there. He was there during the time.
Yeah, but they matched up well, and that's probably the best that Reggie's played.
Yeah,
that's got it. But to
that's
even
the
think
series. That's the series when he pushed off of Jordan.
Oh yeah.
Three and hit it to win the game. I forget what game.
I was watching like some of those highlights, but just to see like how close he got.
Game 5.
Reggie, no, that sucks. You said what, Fat?
I think that was game 5.
Yeah.
Oh, when he pushed off?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Came off the screen, shoved him, caught the 3, caught the pass, hit the 3, and does spins all the way down the court celebrating.
Who was it that sent that message the other day? I think it was one of y'all about Kevin Durant made, or maybe it wasn't y'all, but Kevin Durant's so good that when he joined the Warriors, he made Steph Curry a Scottie Pippen.
That wasn't me.
Oh, okay. Somebody maybe okay. So I just know I'll be reading stuff, so I get confused. But somebody made a comment like that in the sense of just like how good Kevin Durant is, and how like by all definition he has the height. He even has the physical body now. I mean, he's strong enough to uphold with people. He's got the shot. He's got the handle. And it's like, if you told me that you were going to make a NBA player to kill everybody forever, you got somebody that is that tall, that can play defense, move, everything.
You ever played 2K when people mess around and make the guy 7'11"?
Yeah.
and make them 99 speed and 99 3 and 99 dunk.
Yeah.
And they just basically are a god on court. And this is, I mean, at 7 feet, what was I reading? His release point and his jumper is like at 9.5 feet. Right?
Comes up high.
So how are you supposed to, it's like Dirk, right?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to get a hand up, even if you're a 7-footer?
Him, Kareem, Dirk, like those shots are too high in the air, man.
And what's crazy is I saw footage recently. I'd seen it before, but I forgot. Kareem got his sky hook blocked back-to-back plays by an older Wilt Chamberlain.
They were trying to get
the
him.
First one got smacked off the backboard. The second one, he tried to catch it and just ended up throwing it. Like, I've never seen that happen. This is Kareem when he's still with the Bucks.
Still in his prime.
So, like, I got a question, though. So, with KD, why isn't he a perennial MVP? He's only won 1. Like,
that
everybody,
has to do with his teams.
like, huh?
That has to do with his teams.
I think it's his
he
team.
He was one of the Warriors.
Everyone said the major backlash that happened when he went to the Warriors was no NBA writer was going to vote him MVP. Too much help. Too stacked around.
The Jalen Rose makes a comment all the time about how like the MVP is always going to be the best storyline like of that year. Like it's never going to be like for the media itself.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's always going to be the best storyline. I don't think it would have been good for the media. I'm using that relatively like in their minds if KD was winning the MVP while in Golden State. He could have been like the best player, but it wasn't going to be the media narrative because he was the villain at that time.
Yeah.
Help me out with something. I know we're on a tangent here, but if you all could take a moment and explain to me why Giannis is the runaway favorite for MVP this year.
We already talked about this. I hate Giannis Antetokounmpo.
No, I understand. But what's the narrative this year compared with last year?
Because his
he's
team
playing
had
better
one of the
than
best records in the NBA. That's the only reason why I can.
Well, he is playing better than he did last year. I just don't. Here's my only thing. I will say this. In defense of Giannis, I don't like the LeBron age argument. I don't want to hear that. Don't tell me like he deserves MVP because he's 35, 36. I don't want to hear that. Like I just want him to be because I believe he's still the best player. Like just keep
I think LeBron is the MVP, should be the MVP front runner.
No, I get you. I get where you're coming from on that. I just don't want to hear in the argument the reason that he's the best player is because
age.
We've never seen
because
anybody
he's
do it at this
exceeding expectations at age.
Don't do that. Like Vince Carter is exceeding expectation.
Yes,
he is.
It's like what do we can't go off of that. Like who's legit the best player or valuable, however you define it right now.
Okay.
So getting back to the doc. So I saw this article that has Jordan saying people are going to think that he's a horrible guy from watching this thing.
The Twitter responses were savage.
What did they say?
That makes me more excited because I already know he's a jerk, but to actually see that he's a jerk, like to hear all the stories, but actually to see the stories happen in real time.
This is going to be a level of access that we've only dreamed about.
This is going to be amazing.
That's the thing. Like you were talking about earlier, you've never seen anybody used to be that athletic and then that fundamental, or be that fundamental, not that athletic. You never see anybody that is like that much of a jerk. Like think about playing, hooping anytime, like any team or anything. Trash talking to everybody.
Oh yeah, this is what you said before. Yeah.
Like you never see anybody that is that guy that is legit. Like I can go stop everybody and kill everybody on both sides of the floor.
Normally they're trash.
Yeah, like you're going to find something that's a flaw in their game. Like you could either take them out of the game. You could either like stop them by making them go a certain direction. Either they can't shoot. It's like these different things that you're going to find. But you never find where on both sides of the floor that man is literally the best. Not like one of the best. Not like somebody that could help on weak side or anything like that. But no, we need him to get a bucket, and we also need him to get a stop. Now, granted, of course, when Scottie comes up, I mean, he's probably like the primary one to go at people, but still to have both of them, I mean, you can't.
And then if you beat them, you have Rodman at the rim.
Yeah. So, I saw this thing. So Shaq said that his Lakers would beat the Bulls easily.
Mm-hmm.
Which year?
2001.
That was offensive to me because I'm like, I don't know about that because everybody's like, okay, who's going to match up with Kobe? Jordan. Who's going to match up with
Pippen.
Shaq?
I wouldn't even put Jordan on him.
Yeah,
I'll put Pippen on him.
I don't even know if Kobe's in his prime.
He's not. That was what Stephen A. was saying this morning, and I agree with him. 2001, Kobe wasn't there yet. He was still a phenom. Like if 40 points in the game, that was a huge deal being a teammate with Shaq.
Like we had 07 Kobe.
Shaq had to leave.
But no, I'm just saying if you were talking about like him on that team, then maybe. But I don't know.
But then think though. See, this is the argument that I always get into with people. That Kobe couldn't exist with Shaq.
No, it couldn't. I agree with that.
No.
Yeah, it couldn't.
Because
somebody's gonna have to be the backseat.
He wasn't gonna do it in 07.
Yeah, he was his own man.
Look at the loss to the Pistons in 04, right? First time we've ever seen 4 Hall of Famers trotted out in a starting 5 like that in a non-All-Star game, right? GP, Kobe, Shaq, Karl Malone.
Mm-hmm.
They get taken out by a team that people still think had no business being there in the Detroit Pistons. without a superstar.
One of the most fundamentally sound teams ever.
But they locked them down and they forced Kobe into trying to shoot that team out.
Yeah.
Much like I think he would have tried to do in 07.
No, that's true.
And Tayshaun Prince, who's 6'9", 7-foot wingspan, who's going to force you into bad positions. They played the averages with Kobe.
Yeah.
And Shaq got taken completely out of it because Kobe wasn't passing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you have Strife on their roster. And I think that 01 is their best shot because they're still co-teammates. But the matchups are crazy.
Who's the starting five for the Lakers that year? You got Shaq. Who's
Kobe,
at the 4?
Robert Horry, Derek Fisher.
I'm looking it up right now.
Is that Ron Harper?
I think it was Kobe, Rick Fox. Hold on. Roster stats. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I think it was Kobe, Derek Fisher, Shaq. Was it the dang it? Was it Robert Horry?
I thought it was Robert Horry. 2001 Lakers roster.
And
Kobe, Rick Fox, Robert Horry, Isaiah Ryder. Oh wow, I forgot Isaiah Ryder on that team.
Yeah, dang, they had some bums on the bench.
Jeez, some bums on the bench, man.
I think it might have been Horace Grant.
Horace Grant was on that team?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Because that was the first.
Okay, here were the starters.
Their second
Let me
championship.
see here. What is the man? You would think the website would give that to you. Okay, Kobe Bryant, Rick Fox, Horace Grant, Ron Harper, and Shaq.
Mm.
So yeah, Ron Harper played point on that team. That they started 31 games that season. In the playoffs, the normal lineup was Kobe Bryant, Derek Fisher, Rick Fox, Horace Grant, and Shaq.
And what is we were saying versus 96 Bulls?
I could tell you that entire roster off the top of my head.
What's the starting five?
Starting five, you had Ron Harper at point guard. You had Goat at shooting guard.
Mm-hmm.
Scottie Pippen at small forward. Dennis Rodman at power forward, and Luke Longley at center.
I think it's not gonna work for the Lakers because of Ron Harper.
Yeah, but listen, here's the thing that I don't think we'll ever see again. That end of year, when all the awards had been given out, okay? Jordan wins MVP. Either was Rodman Defensive Player of the Year? No, it was who was
talking about after 96?
96.
Oh, I don't think he was.
Gary Payton in 96. But Rodman was on the ballot, okay? Mm-hmm. Rodman, Jordan, and Pippen were all first team all defense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Steve Kerr led the league in 3-point percentage.
Yep.
Tony Kukoc won Sixth Man of the Year.
Yeah, that's
Phil Jackson won Coach of the Year.
They took all of the stats, man.
Like, what?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if there's a, like I said, because I think I posted, what was it, the 5 versus 5? Like, who would you take? I think because they had Jordan, and everybody was in their prime. Jordan and Kawhi at 3 and 2.
Yeah.
And from then, like, that just scared. Like, I just think defense in general, when you got two brothers that could buy in defensively and just get you 20 points, that's and mind you, now, I mean, on the other side, it was a prime Kobe, prime LeBron. So the matchups would have been great. I just still give the edge to anybody with the Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't knock them out. And I used to be one of those, like, for a second, and this is why you gotta be careful about what you're listening to. And I was on watching all this ESPN and all this other crap and everything, and I'm like, man, this is around that 3-1 run that Cleveland does and everything. And I'm like, man, like LeBron, like I I'm thinking like, I don't know how he could not be the greatest, right? And then like you just do your research, like you just start watching and like understand the game better. And I'm like, oh nah, I mean, he's definitely on Mount Rushmore, but he's not the best ever, man. Not the best ever.
I don't think LeBron has the same fire that Jordan just had from the gate. Jordan had that from like coming out of college into the league. Like his was it 87? Was it 87 or 86?
But
I just feel
let's
like that's
be clear, because here's something that not enough people talk about. Between the two of them, LeBron James is much healthier mentally.
Yes, definitely.
That's the thing. But see, think about the fact though, like when we say that fire, what are we talking about? Like
he's a psycho.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and
you're talking about. So here's the thing: if we went to go play rec ball, you would probably love playing with Mike because you may win.
No,
you would hate playing with Mike because if you do something wrong,
between the two of them, you telling me you wouldn't prefer playing with LeBron?
No. I'm saying you would love playing with Mike because you may win, right? But I'm saying you'd also hate it because one, he's going to demand the ball. Secondly, he's going to get on you for every little thing. Probably going to punch you in the face at some point. And then with LeBron, though, while he may get upset, you're probably going to get the ball. So you can at least reason with him in some way. You can't do that with a Jordan.
I fully believe that there were people who preferred to lose than to win under the stress that Michael Jordan caused.
Hello, Jerry Stackhouse. Did you hear what he said this week? He said he hated playing with Michael Jordan when he was on the Wizards because
Wizards even.
But still, I'm saying
they said the whole team, like Chris Broussard, all these people came out that were covering the team were saying like it wasn't a good time.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It was like a Kobe farewell tour.
Yeah,
it was just like people literally they weren't hooping, and Doug Collins was basically. Jerry Stackhouse felt like he was trying to make amends for everything that happened in Chicago. But in Stackhouse's defense, and I remember like thinking, like when I first heard the comments, like that's crazy. But then in context, it makes sense because Stackhouse came from Detroit in that Rip Hamilton trade and had averaged like 29. And I think they'd gotten like 50 games that year or so. Now, mind you, like they're building for that team that's about to beat the Lakers and everything. Yep. But at the same time, like Stackhouse is actually trying to push himself. And think about Stackhouse in the light of this. He was in Philadelphia
as a rookie.
And then this skinny kid that's like my size, Allen Iverson, shows up and then he's shipped out of town.
Yep.
And then he goes to Detroit.
Even go back to his interaction and run-ins with Michael Jordan as a rookie. Remember this, okay? As a rookie, he was mouthing off during the season saying that he scrimmaged against Michael Jordan at North Carolina.
Yeah.
And he beat him, it's not, whatever. He beat him. And Jordan brushed it off, came into Philly and gave him 48.
Yeah, that's scary.
And, like, literally, Stack was defending him. And his teammates left him on an island with him.
That's brutal. I guess going back to the point of
so they had interactions, maybe not tension, but certainly they were I don't think they were best buddies.
Well, no, Stackhouse was talking about the point of which I definitely could see where he's coming from. By the time that Jordan comes back, Stackhouse is saying, I feel like I'm a better player than I get who this guy is and everything like that. But like I'm definitely a better player than this guy at this moment.
Right.
But he wasn't getting his looks. Now, mind you, like they showed like the stats being like as far as shots, like Stackhouse wasn't that far off from Jordan, but Jordan was getting more. The ball was going to Jordan, everything like that. And everybody just basically hated it. So I can understand where Stackhouse is coming from because when you're a young player in the league and you're trying to make a name for yourself, you ain't trying to be like riding on the coattails of somebody at that time.
Who is leaving.
Say it again.
Who is leaving.
Yeah, man. What are we about to do next year? Like, you want to be going? What are we about to do?
let's go to the wrap up because I'm a brother hungry and ready to eat. I ain't eaten since breakfast this morning.
Here.
I'm not like Wesley
making this bird like
that food just at my beck and will.
That's what we're
this out.
Y'all ready for Sunday? I'm ready for Sunday. I don't know what I'm gonna see. And guess what? I don't care. I'm just ready to see it.
I'm just happy. First off, what's your prediction for ratings?
Oh, this is gonna be the most highly rated thing they're gonna show on ESPN for like ever since OJ died. This is gonna be higher, like the highest
because of the amount of people who are at home.
Yeah, and plus everybody wants to see this thing.
Think about how many watched the OJ one and the Fab Five one,
and the OJ one. That's what I'm. See, this is my thing that's so crazy to me. We know the quality that ESPN puts out in 30 for 30s.
Yeah,
I know this budget was ridiculous.
And the thing, remember, this was supposed to come out on Netflix before.
It still is going to.
It still is. Oh wow!
The day after it airs, it goes to Netflix internationally.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
At the same time,
so excited.
I just want to see. I highly doubt the perception of Jordan will change, but I just want to see what the conversations will be.
Oh, he's gonna catch hell.
Oh, he's gonna catch it.
Really now in 2020, he's gonna catch hell, and he knows it. When if they are as honest with the footage as I suspect they will be, you're gonna see the op-ed piece in the New York Times about why we glorify a bully.
But that's what I'm saying. Going back to your point about that fire, that's really insanity. Like in the sense of, like Jordan's not a nice person, and everybody that talks about like, oh man, I'd want to be around someone like that. Like we usually hate those people because usually they don't produce those types of results.
No.
Like so Kerr was even coming out saying he wins. Like
so now you're talking about we excused Michael Jordan's flaws because of his winning.
Exactly.
And the funny thing is to me is like that Scottie Pippen, he doesn't badmouth Jordan at all. Like he actually like holds him up as
I think he knows if he says something, he's gonna get put in his quote place by some people that may be thinking like, you know, like I always wonder.
We saw what you did without Michael Jordan.
Yeah, which is go to the Eastern Conference semis or finals.
Finals.
Yeah.
What was the finals? Eastern Conference.
Yeah, semis.
Semis.
Orlando.
Yeah. No.
He went to the finals.
No. The year '94. The year Jordan was out, they go. There's that horrible call against the Knicks, phantom foul. They lose. But was that the Eastern Conference semifinals or the Eastern Conference? No, that was the semis.
I thought they got to the conference finals.
Played Indiana
1 year.
You're
right. This is semifinals. You're right. My bad.
Conference finals, didn't they lose the next year in the conference finals or the semis to Orlando?
They lost in 95 to Orlando.
95 to Orlando. And then they came back. He wanted revenge. And so 96, they go on the run 72-10 and then sweep Shaq and Orlando in the playoffs, and Shaq leaves for LA.
And that you notice how like that timeline shifts because of all that?
Well, Shaq said it. He had to get out of the East. Imagine being that good as an Orlando team. Young Penny, Shaq, Dennis Scott, Nick Anderson, Horace Grant.
Still good. Still good, Horace.
They're young.
And they're young.
Yeah.
And they get what they just the only team in the 90s to knock off the Bulls. And they think this is it. They knock off the Bulls. They go against Houston, get swept.
Yeah.
The next season they come back and the Bulls are waiting for them, get swept by the Bulls.
Gotta retire.
Shaq said enough.
Gotta retire.
Shaq said enough.
Like I said, I mean, I just think at the end of the day, I hope either people have a better appreciation for Jordan and also just realize this man's a jerk.
Yeah.
He's a jerk. He's a jerk with results. That's it. But that's the thing. If you think about the fact that and I know we were talking about this when Kobe passed. Kobe, the way that he spent so much time on his craft, the way that Jordan spent so much time on his craft, like most of the time, if stuff isn't producing results, everybody around you is telling you, like, you're an idiot. Like, what are you doing? Everything. But even think about that stuff isn't something that they just got once they started winning. They had to do that in order to start winning. So then at the time when they're spending countless hours in the gym, they're psycho, man.
Your teammates have to work as hard as me.
You're completely psycho.
Because as hard as I work,
that's the difference between a Kobe and a Jordan. Because if Kobe's not winning, then we have the same argument that we have now. It's like, is he really the best? Where is he ranked? But if then let's say Kobe wins all those times, right? It's like, man.
But yeah, they talk about that too, though, right? If you're on a team and you're the leader of the team, and you are working extremely hard, just maniacal in the amount of work you put in, and you are not winning, and your teammates are not pulling their weight, you're not going to deal with that.
Yeah,
especially in his situation, because if they win, he gets the credit, but if they lose, he gets the blame.
Mm-hmm.
Which then puts into question as far as the LeBron concept, because we don't think of him as necessarily like that much of a psycho, but it's like he had to be psychotic in some type of way.
But LeBron's psychosis, if we're calling it that, is that he did something that Jordan and the rest of them never did, is that he was a master manipulator.
Expound, please. Look
at what LeBron did over the course of his career with his rosters of people.
Oh, yeah. No, that is true.
And he wasn't afraid to leave. If he saw the writing on the wall, and he saw it in Cleveland in 2010, that this is not going to happen the way it is. No one is coming into Cleveland in free agency.
Do y'all watch Blacklist?
Yeah.
I haven't watched
LeBron is Ray Runnington. Like, legit to the point.
Listen, it's not crazy.
Like, people hate him, and then yet he still makes all these decisions. And everything just goes well for him at the end.
I don't think we've seen a superstar be that strategic in their career moves as LeBron.
From the very beginning.
Jordan got drafted by his team and fought through it and won. LeBron gave them 7 years and said, everything that happens here bad is my fault. I'm going to control my situation like never before.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this show.
What time is it? What time is it Central?
7 or 8.
8.
I'm going to be watching at work.
I'm going to be sitting down. You know when you're really waiting on something and you're there 30 minutes prior with your snacks?
Oh, yeah. This is going to be like a movie.
I'm going to be sitting there real early waiting on this. Like my phone, I need to make sure my phone is charged because the amount of text and tweets that are going to be coming.
And I'll be at work watching.
Oh, you'll be at work? You have a login you can watch?
Yeah, either I'll watch it on my phone or I'll just watch it on the TV, whichever one.
There's nobody at work anyway.
That is true. When we ran to Nashville, and I stayed at a HGI at a Hilton Garden Inn, and there were 5 people in the entire hotel the night I stayed there.
Goodness.
5.
There was 5 there. No, 6 there last night. The max that I've had is 12 since all this stuff has been going on.
That makes your job really easy.
Bruh. But it's hard at the same time. I worked, 11 hours 2 nights ago, and I have no interaction with people. So I'm just listening.
Social media game up.
Man, I can't do that. Nah. We have to have a conversation about social media one day.
Okay.
About it.
Unrecorded rant.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot to unpack with it.
And stop recording now.